Okay. Thank you. And Councilperson Walsh.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here with us tonight. I wanted to commend the kind of sea change that I hear in the presentation that you're making. Never before have we in these meetings, at least in the now 5 years that I've participated, spent so much time talking about multimodal improvements and pedestrian and bicycle safety. It's a really big deal, especially for those of us, who spend so much time meeting with constituents, and this is one of their biggest concerns. I hope and, delighted to hear that there is this new, a new staffed entity tasked with revisiting complete streets. I hope that they take an approach there that really is forward thinking and not something that, we're stuck with for the next 20 years. I know a couple of the projects that you mentioned even as accomplishments, 103 south of Centennial Park, or 108 south of Centennial Park, 103 up by Longgate. They're both either in my district or adjoining my district. They both are next to parks, next to YMCAs, next to schools. No one would put their kids on those bike lanes. No one. I have been riding a bike for a really long time. Unless you wear like Speedos when you get on a bike, those are not places where I think you feel comfortable riding them. And so, again, I'm hoping that we're thinking of the next generations as we're updating those complete streets and not, as you said, Mr. Pines, baking in to those next couple projects in the continuum, old kind of mindsets and looking towards that future. Delighted that everyone seems to be in that same place. Route 1, as Ms. Rigby alluded to, the last two safety improvements along Route 1 are also in my district. That's Rowanberry Drive and Dr. Patel. If you drive that stretch of Route 1, you see kids, you see families crossing mid-intersection because there is no, there's no means for them to do that at the place where we would think we'd want to design it. But there are such heavy industrial uses along that road that there are semi-trucks going down that, and no one is obeying the speed limit. And I gasp every time I go to that part of my district and see, who and what and carrying what or pushing what stroller is crossing those intersections. So was really appreciative of Dr. Ball including that and even prioritizing that in his remarks to you tonight, that as much as possibly can be done to expedite those projects. He mentioned spring of 2024. That would be delightful, but it was. When I first ran for office in 2018, I was at a safety, a traffic safety meeting about those 4 improvements. Just last week, I was at a community meeting in Elk Ridge, and our Office of Transportation did a commendable job explaining why those 2 further south along Route 1 were constructed and not ours up in Elk Ridge. But that community is yearning for that safety improvement, and just appreciative of as quickly as we can get that in place and doing better as we go forward. It really, I can't wait till next year's meeting.